Alright guys, so I took off all the bolts. You want to make sure you put the bolts in the right position as you take them off. So that's what I did. All the bolts has different lengths in them, especially like this one. This one's really long, and there's different areas. For certain areas and part of the engine, it's shorter than the other. It doesn't go all the way into the engine, to the motor. So that's what I did. Got each one different sizes. So what you want to do when you take that off, swap the bolts into the same spot. So basically, if you take off this bolt, when you take off this, put it in the same area. Put it right here when it needs to go. That way when you put the new one in this place, you could take one bolt at a time and start tightening it by hand. So I got all that off. What I want to do now is pry it out. Just do that. So when I pried it out, a lot of fluid comes out, so that's natural. Now what you want to do is just basically take it all out. Oh, forgot about the hose. Okay, let me take out the bottom hose. Alright, so this is the water pump. I can tell where it's leaking from. You see all that rust right there? So basically I was correct when I first seen it. I noticed some drips from the thermostat housing right over here on the side. So I was wondering, why is there little drips of waters? Looked like it was dripping out from here, which was where the seal was weak, the gasket was. If I'm looking from all around the other sections, it looks fine, and it's just this area right here where it's leaking from. So what I'm gonna do, just scrape all these off so there's no excess residue. That way it's more flat. There's no bumps and there's no chances of it leaking. That's what you want to do. I'm just gonna get a razor blade and just shave all these off and just wipe it down. So if you look around the gaskets, these areas look good. That area is starting to get worn out, and as you know, go down further, this area is way too flat. This is where it was leaking at, since there's a lot of rust built up there from the coolant. And the other area seems to look a lot better and looks fine. So that's where your issue was. So the customer, the owner of this vehicle, decided to just change the whole water pump just to be safe, and doesn't have to deal with, you know, changing it again instead of just changing out the gasket. So this is the new one. As you can tell, the gaskets are sticking out a little bit more. Of course, that's brand new. This is what it should look like. Now the customer doesn't have to worry about any issues since this is brand new. Alright, so what I grabbed first is basically this bolt, since this is the longest one. This is the one that's going to hold it in place while I put the other bolts all around. Then I'm going to start with here just to lift it up and just kind of basically hand tighten them and just go along throughout the whole bolts. Every single bolt, just hand tighten them until you get them all in place. Once you do that, put the hose in just to be safe. If you have an issue, then just tighten the bolts, but put the hose in, then put the thermostat and start tightening everything else. Otherwise, you could just start tightening everything. You should be fine as long as nothing's out of place and it feels like everything went in perfectly when you hand tighten them by your fingers. Just don't use no tools yet until you make sure everything is good. So just about that. That's about it, and how to change the water pump. I know there's not too much details on how I explained it, but basically that's all you gotta do. Is pretty simple and easy. It did take me a little bit longer, about 4 hours, because I was taking my sweet time cleaning everything out, and also I got distracted by a lot of other things. Other than that, I mean, this job would most likely, if you're very good at it, should take about 2 hours or less, give or take an hour to an hour and a half, if you're really good at doing this. Alright guys, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe and like. Peace.